Dan, I think you're next.
Okay,
in
so
that
you
case.
want to hear the bad story, you want to hear like, okay, so I mean, my journey, what changed my life? I would say the more my injury, my accident. Okay, so 1992, like, during the war in Croatia, ex-Yugoslavia, I was walking out on a Christmas night, watching the fireworks on my terrace in my basic, like, house where I grew up, like, looking at the star, looking at basically the beautiful fireworks and the bullet, like, because people were shooting with fucking machine guns, with stuff, like, basically the bullet went up and down, directly hit me, like, here between, like, went in the brain. I was like, 12 years old, like, coma, 2 weeks, they pulled it out, basically. So it was like I think first grade of the element, no, of, like, high school, yeah. So I came back. I mean, I lost my whole left side of the body, like, hemiparalysis, like, I was in a wheelchair for, like, 1 year. I came back to the school, and that hit me. All my friends start kind of playing with the girls, going to the home parties, alcohol, it's kind of that age, like, 12, 13 years old, like, and I was like stuck in a wheelchair. So I couldn't go anywhere. I was at home, going to rehab centers, coming back, getting my life back, trying to get it, like, back, learning how to walk again, learning how to speak again. So hardcore reboot. And I was like, fuck, kind of looking at all of them making out with those girls, like, that, actually they were all into me, like, before, like, accident, like, I was like, I won't say popular in a school, but I was like, going about to be there. And so that killed me. I couldn't leave the house. I was like, on a computer. I was spending, basically, I lost 2-3 years of my life, of my development, because I was like, with parents at home watching TV. I wasn't socializing, with kids playing around. And so I was like, fuck, I need to do something about it, because I saw where the life is going. I saw, like, kind of like, it's one-way direction. And I decided, no, I'm not gonna live that life. I'm not gonna live that life as a disabled, and, like, they're gonna, the social security will take care of you. That they're gonna find you some job. Maybe you're never gonna have some, like, I saw that movie in my head so many times. I was like, no, that's not going to happen. I choose other life. And I started, like, working on myself, humor, confidence, like, start talking with girls. I was at the point, I was like, I don't think anyone, maybe Ross here, like, was as crazy as I was for this. I was ready to die. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have a girlfriend. If I have to fucking die for it, to learn this, I'll fucking die for it. Like, I was ready to die for this shit. Like, guys, this is not, you cannot understand that level of dedication of the game. I bought myself a voice recorder with the last money I had, like, kind of some conference back in the days, that, like, 1998, probably Ross remembers those kind of old first Olympus, like, kind of recorders. I was going out, recording all the conversations I had with the girls, coming home, retyping on computer, printing them on the floor of my living room, and analyzing, like, trying to find the pattern. Here I said this, here I said that, like, here it worked. I was obsessed with this, to the level that, I never met anyone like on this level. Like, I was insane. Like, I'm gonna figure this shit out. I remember, so my breaking point was, so I walked with a heavy limp, because they taught me, it was like in a whole, it was, when there's a war, they are just patching up people and, okay, go home. Like, so there is no really kind of proper rehab. So they just kind of, they get you back to the life somehow, and, kind of move on. Don't go back to the hospital. So there was no really, like, good attention to it, because, like, people were dying, lots of new people, injured people coming in the hospital. So you had, like, so I didn't have, like, therapist, what you guys said, like, kind of shrinks. I was like my own coach, my own shrink, my own therapist. I was like, I will figure this shit out. It's my brain, it's my body. I'm gonna, I will do whatever I have to. So I walked with a really, I managed to kind of get back walking. So I walked with a really bad limp. I remember like my first club experience. I was walking with a stick. I approached a girl. She was in a disgust, like, what the fuck is this kind of, creep coming to me, like, speaking to me, like, and, that, when you see that facial expression, your heart gets broken, like, to the millions of pieces, like, But then somehow I realized, wait, she doesn't like me, but I can change with the conversation, with the whole, like, doing the stuff. I can change her perception of me. I can make her to like me. And that was revelation. That was for me, like, fuck. I control what she thinks about me. I control, will she like me or not like me? It's in my hand. Who will like me, when the attraction will be triggered, when it's not going to be triggered. It's me. It's not like, on their realization, like, So I went through really, I'm like, most people like usually now, like, I'm talking with people that have traumas from this, from that. Mother didn't get him the love. I was like, fuck, it's like, I don't feel, I really feel like I had like a happy childhood, like, with all of that. And I think like I made, I really like went crazy on this and managed to solve all my problems with, I don't know how, really, like, with working on myself. No books, no, but it was back in the days, no internet. You also remember those days, like, there was nothing. It was kind of you and you deal with your shit and, move on.
There was no seduction community. There was no one.
There was nothing, yeah.
I had to teach. I had to come up with it. By the way, I grabbed a piece of history. The whole worldwide pickup and seduction community started with this. This was my first book. We glued it. I would hand them to my mother. She would stick them in the envelopes, address them, and we mail them out. That's it. This is how the whole seduction community got started. That. See the copyright? Can you see it? 1989.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Holy
guys, by the way, I have to jump off. Like I have like actually two beautiful girls waiting me in a bedroom, so it's time.
Life sucks. Life sucks.
It's a midnight here. So pleasure, all of you, Rose, guys. See you. Enjoy. Have a great conversation.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.